What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Heat Report and welcome back to a brand new video where we talk about everything Miami Heat related. Let's get into the comments of the day first, straight up. And you guys absolutely killed the last video about the free agency. It was really a different type of video. I really wanted to do it because it was something that I was interested in, and I wanted to see how it would go. How would y'all like it? And you guys liked it. We're up to 410 subscribers now. Let's get to that 450 mark. I have confidence in you guys to get there, and you guys are the goats as always. But let's get into the comments of the day. The question of the day is from my guy KD1111 again, who says, how good will Kawhi fit in Miami? Now, this is very, very simple to me. I think he'd fit like a glove. I think Kawhi speaks, Miami Heat culture. He's the guy that puts in the work. He was a 15th overall pick, so he wasn't a guy that was highly touted or anything like that. He went to San Diego State, which is not even like a D1 school, if I'm not mistaken, when he was at that time. Kawhi Leonard is a guy who works hard, and he will fit our culture. He will do everything we need to do. He's a low maintenance guy. He's a high character, low ego guy. He's a guy that can defend like no other. Imagine this, guys. Imagine this, okay? Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo as our front court is a match made in heaven. So you can switch anything. So Kawhi Leonard would fit like a glove, I think. It's just a matter of, can we get him? I don't know. If the Clippers make the finals, I think that Kawhi Leonard will stay. I don't think he will leave if the Clippers make the finals. But we gotta hope that the Clippers have some sort of, breakdown again that they did last year. Even if they make the conference finals, I still could see him staying, man. I don't think it'll take a lot for Kawhi Leonard to leave the Clippers, because that's his home. He's from LA. So if Kawhi Leonard wants to come to the Heat, he's always welcome to. I have no doubts in my mind that the Heat will do anything they can to get him, because he's a very, very touted free agent. He's one of the best players in the league, but it's just a matter of, is he going to leave the Clippers, which I think is going to take a lot for him to leave, because like I said, that's where he's from. His family's there. It's a big market. He's on a good team, a contending team. But yeah, coming back to the question though, Kawhi Leonard would fit like a glove, bro. He would fit like a glove. And let's get into the basis of the video though, which is basically previewing the Mavericks game, which is tonight. I'm getting back into these previews because my first year is actually done in college. I'm on summer break right now, so I have a lot of more time for me to make these videos. But the Dallas Mavericks game is going to be very, very interesting. First let's talk about the injury report, like we always have done with these previews in the past. The Mavericks injury report consists of Maxi Kleber being questionable, Kristaps Porzingis being doubtful, which is a big one, with right knee soreness. And I think doubtful is worse than questionable, which is, I think it goes game time decision, probable, questionable, doubtful, and then out. I think that's how it goes. So doubtful is good for the Heat. But for the Mavericks, man, let's talk about the Mavericks, because Kristaps Porzingis gets injured a lot for them, and they're gonna have to make a decision soon on whether they want to move on from him, because they need a guy next to Luka to take him to that next level, and Kristaps is a very good talent, but he just hasn't shown that he has the ability to stay healthy. So Kristaps Porzingis, like I said though, coming back to the game, is out. Is doubtful. Tyrell Terry, a rookie, who I don't even think gets minutes, is out. For the Heat side, obviously Oladipo is out. Tyler Hero is out as well. Now this one actually surprised a lot of people, but if you guys had read, before our road trip, it said that Hero was not even traveling with the team, which should let you know that for all these games in our road trip, he's out, which I think is sensible, because I think you don't want to rush anyone back from injury. And I think if you're going to get Hero back, I think it should be again against a team like the I'm not sure if we play. I think we do play the Timberwolves in Miami, so I think it should be against the Timberwolves when we get him back, because I want to see him play, because the Timberwolves are not as good of a team as the Celtics, who we play twice next, or the Sixers, or the Bucks. But having said that, they have beaten us. But I think Tyler Hero, the perfect game for him to come back is against Minnesota, because that will not only get him ready for the games after that, which are really, really important, but it will also give him a game that we can risk trying to bring him back in, because the Timberwolves, as much as, you know, people like to hype them up, are not better than any of the teams that we're facing apart from the Pistons in the future. So I think that Tyler Hero will be back when we get into that home stand against the Timberwolves. And Andre Iguodala is the next guy that is questionable. Now this is I don't think this is being talked about by Heat fans as much as it should be, because Iguodala is actually a very important piece to our team. He's a guy that, along with Jimmy Butler and Trevor Ariza, are like the wing defending forwards on this team. I know Bam is the center, but yeah, and I think that he's the guy when Jimmy Butler goes out, he's the guy that usually is trying to give him a breather. And he's a guy who, we saw it, I remember there was this one game against the Rockets this season, it was pretty recent actually, where his plus minus was like a plus 40 something or 30 something, which is staggering. So Iguodala is the guy that when Jimmy's not there or Jimmy's on the bench, he can fill in that role of being the playmaker and the initiator. So him not being there is going to be big for us. Obviously, the game plan is to stop Luka Doncic. They have a lot of great players on their team, but I think the head of the snake is Luka Doncic. I think, you know, the Mavericks have, you know, they just came off a loss against the Kings, so they're going to be mad. And Luka Doncic is a guy that is going to be, he's going to come to play. Luka Doncic is going to come to play. You don't have to worry about shutting Luka down, because that's not going to happen. We can try to slow him down as much as we can, but he's too good of a player to be shut down. It's the others that we cannot let get involved. You know, we cannot let, you know, Dorian Finney-Smith or Tim Hardaway Jr. rail off contested threes, or Josh Richardson, shout out. We cannot let him do what he did in a Heat uniform to us. I think that center position is very, very key. Bam Adebayo is going to have to come to play. I think Bam against Dwight Powell is going to be a favorable matchup in Bam's favor. So he's going to have to go to work down there. I like Dwight Powell, though. I was pretty high on him coming out of Stanford, but, you know, he has been injured, and I don't think he's the guy that can stop Bam. I don't think him, Maxi Kleber, if he plays, I don't think he can stop Bam either. But I do believe their starting lineup will probably be Luka, Josh Richardson. I'm pretty sure Tim Hardaway will play. He didn't play their last game, but he wasn't on the injury report, so I think he's back. So I think Dorian Finney-Smith will move to the bench. I think obviously you have, if Maxi Kleber is available, he'll play, and then Dwight Powell will start at center. Off the bench, I think Jalen Brunson's the guy to look out for. He's a guy that can fill it up offensively. Very, very good scoring the ball. Yeah, he's just a guy that can score. He was on that. I'm pretty sure he was on the Villanova team that won the championship. So Jalen Brunson's a guy to look out for. And then Trey Burke, Michigan guy, another guy who can score. And obviously Duncan's friend and JJ Redick is on that team as well. He's a shooter. Boban, who I'm not really worried about, but he's a fan favorite. He's a guy that, you know, him and Dwayne Dedmon will be a fun matchup, man. Boban and Dwayne Dedmon will be a fun matchup. They actually went really, really deep into their bench against the Kings. I think they ran like a 12-man rotation or 11-man rotation. That was 13 actually. It's crazy. They filled up. They went deep into their bench, probably because they were like losing by a lot against the Kings. But yeah, they have a lot of pieces that can hurt us, and I think Luka is the main guy. But I think, like I said, if we cannot focus on taking away Luka, because we're not going to take away. He's too good of a player. He has everything that he needs. You know, if we try to overplay him at the 3-point line, he'll drive past us. If we try to, you know, double or triple team him, he's way too good of a passer to miss out on an open guy. If we try to sag off of him, he's gonna knock the three down. He's very good at that step back. Everything. Luka has the whole package, so we can't focus on stopping him. We have to focus on stopping the supporting cast, because that's how I think this game is going to be won. Let Luka have his, you know, 27 points per game. He can have his 27 points, but we have to make sure he doesn't hit 10 assists. We have to make sure he doesn't hit 10 rebounds. You know, if he can hold Luka to about 27, 6, and 6, and the next best scorer is under 15, I think we'll win this game. But it's gonna be tough though. having said all that, it's easier said than done. The Mavericks are not a pushover. They're a team that can, on any given night, can beat any team in the league. So we're going to have to be at our best. But I think, and I hope I'm right, I think that the Heat are turning a corner. And I know I've said that a while. I think I even made a video on that a while ago. But it just looks like a completely different team. That Hornets performance was very different from what I've seen from any performance this season, apart from like some odd games like the Cavs or something like that. The Hornets game was the first time I actually watched the Heat. I'm like, wow, we look like a really, really fun team to watch. And I think that is probably, and if you look at the numbers, like the Heat's offensive rating has climbed up in these past couple of games to where it was last season. It's crazy. I think the Heat could be turning a corner here. I think Eric Spoelstra deserves a lot of credit. Kendrick Nunn has been a guy who's been Mr. Consistent for us. Max Strus has stepped up off the bench when we needed him to, when Tyler Hero was out. Dwayne Dedmon has come in and played like prime Shaquille O'Neal off the bench. And I'm gonna ask you guys a question, because I know we have the question of the day that I answer every video. Do you guys think Dwayne Dedmon is the best backup center in the NBA? Because I was thinking about this, and the only one off the top of my head that I can think of is the Clippers, who have either Zubac or Ibaka coming off the bench, and I think maybe the 76ers with Dwight Howard. I'm not really sure there's another team that can really compete with the Miami Heat as far as Dwayne Dedmon's backup center position. I'm still trying to think off the top of my head of who is probably the best backup center in the NBA. I mean, Bobby Portis on the Bucks is very good as well. Do not disrespect Bobby Portis; he's very good. I would say probably like DeMarcus Cousins when he was on the Rockets was up there. But yeah, I cannot think of many. So let me know down in the comments if you think Dwayne Dedmon is the best backup center in the NBA. Because, if he is, then that's outstanding, because he was not even in the NBA before, these last 10 games. He was out of the league. So the fact that he came in and has this much of an impact on our team. I saw a stat where when he plays 12 minutes a game or more, we're 7-0, which is kind of insane to me. He's a guy. I saw some fans saying, should we start him with Bam? Like, no, do not start him with Bam, because the reason we got him was so that when Bam is out, it's not too much of a drop off. Because we know Bam is an all-world talent, but Dwayne Dedmon is a guy that can come off the bench and do everything we need for him to do. I think Trevor Ariza is working well next to Bam. Trevor Ariza is an amazing defender, and I know his shooting has been a little off, but he hits some big-time threes. So, yeah, do not start the man next to Bam, because I think the whole reason we got him is so to give Bam a breather. Precious is still young. I think a lot of people are forgetting about Precious. Precious is a guy who I think is going to develop to be a good player. I don't think Precious Achiuwa will be a bust. It's kind of hard to be a bust if you're the 20th overall pick. Please, guys, Heat fans, please stop labeling Achiuwa as a bust, because first of all, he hasn't even played a full season. Second of all, he's had no summer league, half a preseason, barely any training camp, barely any preseason, any of that. He hasn't had any of the privileges that a normal rookie would have. And Precious Achiuwa is a very raw talent. He's not a guy that he's very raw offensively. He's not a guy that, like a lot of these other rookies that can score in bunches or anything like that. He has the potential. He's very athletic, but he's still very raw. So we have to give him time. And lastly, you cannot be a bust if you're the 20th overall pick. I'm sorry. Like, he was a late first round pick and people are calling him a bust. Like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. So yeah, coming back to the game though, it's gonna be a big game against the Mavericks. Big test against the Mavericks. We have to win this game, especially because the Hawks won yesterday, which have separated us and the Hawks by like a half game difference. And if we want to gain on the Celtics, and if we want to keep that advantage against the Celtics, we have to win this game. Must win. All these games are must wins, and I think we'll pull it out tonight. So yeah, like I said, get your questions of the day, comments of the day in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about what I asked about Dwayne Dedmon, if he's the best backup center in the NBA. And lastly, if you guys can, give me your score predictions. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. Very, very close game in my opinion, but I think we'll edge it out. I'll see you guys later as always, man. Make sure you guys smash a like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.